Oh, it's live. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to do a little test here. My YouTube is acting funny and I was scared that maybe it was shut down. Just double checking, making sure everything works, and I'm trying something different with the Mevo camera. So unfortunately the only way you can do this is by actually running it, and that's what I'm doing at this moment. So do me a favor, just let me know how the sound is on it and let me know if the picture's okay and so on. Okay, and playing with the camera a little bit. Bryce Butler is back. That is a true story. Yeah, like I said, I just kind of had a heart attack because normally I record stuff from my Vimeo and it'll take it directly from Vimeo to YouTube, but it kept not going through, and so I was like, oh shoot, is something wrong with the with YouTube? Is YouTube about to shut me down again? So, and I'm also doing some tests with the camera, and it should actually be doing some kind of like autopiloting, so it's going to show different things, I hope. Just trying to get things down. For me, this is kind of, it sound okay now. Okay, it sounds okay now. Not too loud, not too quiet. Okay, that's good to hear. Great sound. Okay. Just try, doing all this stuff is totally different for me. I've never been doing anything kind of like this before. And see, this is actually supposed to be a live follow. So the camera will be able to move around and so on with me, and it'll also pick out different points and different angles and stuff. So it's kind of cool with this. Like I said, I'm kind of playing with this now, but the only way you can do this is to actually do this and make sure and look, because I'm actually looking at it on the screen here. In fact, here, I'll show you what I'm seeing. So, well, you guys know what I'm seeing because you're seeing the same thing. But I'm just trying to get better with all this stuff, trying to give you guys the best experience that I can give you guys, and try and stay on the cutting edge, do something different than what everybody else is doing. And this is a test. This is only a test. I'm not sure I like this camera moving around the way it is, because it's just kind of showing blank areas. This was kind of cool when we were doing the live stream. When we were doing the live stream during the game, because having all the guys in there, that the camera was going around to different angles and stuff like that on automatic was kind of cool. Yeah, actually, it should. Let's see if it does follow me. So, like over here, of course, I've got my Lyle Collins autographed jersey. I've got my Dak draft jersey that Dak wore. Excuse me, that Jobu wore at the draft. I got my Tyron Smith jersey, my Taco, my Martin jersey, Sean Lee, Sean Woodson, Damian Woodson, and Dak Prescott and DeMarcus Lawrence. So that's kind of cool. Is it following me? Okay. Up here, I've got some rum, of course, from some of my fans and things. Jobu's Mojo Jar. Candle here in case we need some stuff, of course. Jobu's locker up top here with some of his rum. And then over here, ta-da! I don't know if you guys hear me because the microphone's all the way over here, but just trying this out. But, of course, some of the homemade rum up there, and the cowboy helmet here from Mexico, and my pieces of the original stadium, and, of course, my prop pistol from a great fan. So hopefully this works out okay, and it sounds and looks okay, I hope. And that's So hopefully that looked pretty good for you guys. Appreciate you guys being here for a test run. Looks like I need to get the light out of the way here. And that may be a little bit fast. Okay. All right. So thanks everybody for being here for this little test run. Why will we go up and get? Well, Malcolm, you know what? Here's what's amazing, though. I hadn't planned on getting to the Cowboys. What's amazing is that Josh Gordon got a job with New England. I'm trying to think of the receiver for the Redskins just signed from Baltimore, which is the first Baltimore Raven rookie contracted player that they cut before his rookie contract was out. And he's a bum. They signed him. I think the reason they signed Bryce Butler is because Bryce knows the offense. And I think they're worried about if Terrence Williams does get a suspension, that they can just plug him in right away. Here's an interesting number for you guys, because a lot of people have been, and I should save this for a Dak video, but a lot of guys have been talking about how, well, Dak hasn't thrown for over 200 yards and yada, yada, yada. Well, this past week, 19 quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards. Let me say it again. 19 quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards. But you know, only 6 of them got victories. Kind of interesting, isn't that? So, what's good, family? Cowboys legend in the house. Cowboys legend, how you doing, man? Of course, you're in here saying F Joe Boo, of course. One of my men. Oh, we got Daniel. Daniel, you're showing up after the Giants got their ass handed to them. Am I a plumber? Why did I show my crack? I do plumbing. I do a little bit of everything. I can build you a house from the ground up. But if you're asking if I'm a plumber because I must have showed my crack, well, I apologize for that. I like that Quest Cowboys knocking the rust off for us. Turn off the camera, moving stuff. Okay, let me go back and see if I can figure out how to turn that off. Live follow off. Okay. So I guess you're telling me you don't like the live follow, so that's good to know. That could actually be useful if you're actually out like on a field and you're kind of walking around and kind of doing some stuff and all that. But it gets to be kind of dizzy. So this is actually a Mevo camera. And the great thing about this camera is I've got another one of my smartphone like this one. And what it does is you control the camera with your cell phone. You can turn on autopilot like you've got a cameraman, and you can do all kinds of different stuff. And it's made to go directly for live streaming and things. It's just trying to figure out how to use it. Tamara, I'm actually just playing with the camera right now, just trying to make sure everything is good on the channel, because I'm still learning this stuff. I've got some new software from Vimeo that's the whole production stuff, so I'm trying to connect that camera to the software, and then I can actually have multiple web cameras together. So if I'm doing a live stream and I've got some people sitting on the couch, I can have a camera that'll go over there and I can switch from one to the other. And I'm just trying to learn how it's working, interacting. So this is just kind of a test on the system. The fight, Earl Thomas. I got to tell you, here's the thing. Seattle Seahawks, I talked about this in the video earlier, they screwed themselves because they're at the point right now where that season is slipping away quick. Russell Wilson is getting beat to hell. That defense is not anywhere near where it was. And you look at that team and say they need a lot of help in a lot of places. They could have had a second-round draft pick for Earl Thomas. If they are unable to move him by the 29th of October, then they get nothing. And you know, by the time, I mean, he's not coming back. And you could see that he wasn't selling out on some of those tackles. They should have taken the second-round pick. Now, if they try and move him now, it's out of desperation. So that value goes down, especially since the Cowboys' defense has been playing so well. So the Cowboys still might be able to get him after the Seattle game. Because if Seattle goes 0-3, you can best believe Seattle's going to be looking at next year, and they're going to start cutting the channel. So, I mean, cutting the team. So, yeah, there's still a chance, and it could be a chance that we get him for a lot less. Well, part of the reason why I'm doing this was I was actually doing a video. What's amazing, and you guys can check it out, is when we look at the schedule coming up, in the offseason, we looked at our schedule, we said, man, this is brutal. But now that you've seen some of the teams play, it's not, quite as bad as you think. This is kind of amazing, and you can watch the whole video after I finish with this. Our next 5 games, we have the Seahawks in Seattle, which, in the offseason, that looked terrible. We have the Lions, and the Lions look dysfunctional with Matt Patricia. We got the Texans. Deshaun Watson doesn't look as good as he did last year. Then we got the Jags at home, which will be hell. And then we got the Skins. So you guys realize that 4 of the next 5 games, 2 of the teams only have 1 wins each. So you could go possibly 4-1. Now anybody can beat you, but think about that. If we could go 4-1 over the next 5, go 5-2, man, we'd be in fantastic shapes because, you look at the Skins and the Giants, they don't look that good. The Eagles, I think they're going to be better than what they shown last week, but they are not unbeatable. Guys, we got an opportunity. Yeah, you're right about DeMarcus Lawrence. Is definitely a beast. Yeah, but I tell you what, you saw last night with Russell Wilson having a pick 6 and 2 fumbles. If you get to him with that offensive line, I mean, they're as bad as the Giants' offensive line. And he doesn't really have the receivers to really throw to. Excuses for Dak, Mark. Defense finally stepped up. Give the man some time with the new weapons, okay? If by week 8 he's not looking better than what he is right now, I'll be the first to say he's garbage. How about that? Let's give him 8 games and see where we are in 8 weeks. Because from the first game to the second game, definitely was an improvement. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, with that, guys, I may end up having to do another test a little bit later here on this. I've got to play with the software some and do some adjustments. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, this is a test. This is only a test of your emergency broadcast system, your emergency Dallas Cowboys system. Thanks everybody for being here.